I would like to welcome you today to the August edition of the Cannon County Chamber Connection. This is made possible by My DTC3, and I even said that pretty good this time. Usually I don't. Cable television, and of course I'm Carolyn Motley with the Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Connie Rixby, and I'm with the Senior Center and also a member of the Chamber of Commerce, and glad to be with you in this hot month of August.
Yes, and it's almost Christmas. So.
Don't start your Christmas thing with us, Carolyn. But no, we're glad. We've got a lot of things going on here in our community and around the surrounding areas, and so we want to make sure we get you caught up on things that you can do while you're here in the big county.
And we want you to do these, and we want you to bring friends.
Absolutely.
Family.
Cars full of folks are going to come in, and you're going to enjoy some of the activities that we've got going on. You know, school's getting back to going. I saw a few school buses this week getting shined up, ready to go. But families are still looking for things to do on the weekend and to keep the family busy. So I know we've got a few things here in the community that you'll want to do.
And I will say one thing before we get started. We had a great result from the We Care Cannon, and that was where several area churches and doctors and Youth Dream got together, and let's see, on Sunday they gave out over 400 backpacks filled with school supplies, shoes. They got haircuts, dental exams, health exams. It was a good event, and I hope we have it again next year, because it was very rewarding to work in that.
That was going on. I actually was up by, and of course it was going on in the facility right behind our center, and so we had cars overflowing the parking lot, and I was seeing kids skipping, holding their parents' hands as they would come back, and you could tell they had just got a new haircut. So
yes, if you see a lot of children running around with mohawks, there were several of those, because if one little boy got one, then another little boy seen him, and so several that came through there had mohawks, and I thought, uh-oh, we've got somebody cutting hair that specializes in this. I just know we do.
But it was a fun day. I think parents really did appreciate the help, and
well,
I know all of the folks that were doing the program, they were tired by the end of the day. I saw a few people as they were loading up tents and vehicles, but I think it was a very rewarding day.
Can you imagine? I didn't work in the shoe room, but can you imagine fitting 400 children with shoes?
I can't imagine taking my own and fitting him with shoes. It's never fun for me, so I can imagine that day. That would not be the department I'd want in either.
But you know, everybody was smiling. It may have been fake, but they were smiling.
They were tired. That's a busy day. You think about it, 400 people coming through with the kids, and I'm sure there was a few crying and tired of standing and waiting and things like that, but very successful event.
It was a good event, and we have two guests with us today that have been with us before, and of course, I've always said when it comes to tourism or events in your community, you also look at your surrounding communities, because what you can't offer, they can. And many of them can, and of course we want to make sure that people know about these. And our state parks are one of our jewels in Tennessee, and Edgar Evans State Park is no exception to that. And we have Mr. Font Bertram and his beautiful wife Hannah here today, and they're going to talk about some events at the park. Who wants to go first?
He's the leader.
He's the leader. Okay, Font.
Okay, I am Font Bertram, and I'm president of the Friends of Edgar Evans State Park. It was a group that was founded back in 2002. We are set up to enhance what the park has to offer. As all of us know, there have been many budget cuts and many things trimmed here and there and everything else. The TDEC Commissioner, Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation Commissioner Robert Martineau, at our annual conference this last year said that the Friends groups have become not the icing on the cake, but they're a part of the cake now, because we are necessary in some of the things that we provide for the parks that the money is just not there for. We have so far made some major things for the park. We bought a golf cart, which is not a golf cart, it's a camp cart now, for the camp hosts to go around and collect the money from the campers and service the campground and that type of thing. We bought video and audio equipment for the park, digital cameras, digital projectors, and that type of thing. So we've spent a lot of money, and one of the things that where we get this money is we have fundraising events, and these are have been very popular. Coming up right away on August 9th will be the birthday celebration of the Tennessee State Parks. This will be the 75th anniversary of Tennessee State Parks. And in the same month, Edgar Evans becomes 37 years old. So we're going to be...
Two birthdays in one.
two birthdays in one there. And it's open to the public. We're going to be serving birthday cake and drinks and the accoutrements and mixed nuts and one thing and another at the covered shelter houses, which are located right next to the marina parking lot at the park. And it is open, so anybody who wants to come out and help us celebrate these great events are certainly welcome to come. Our major fundraising event is our History Hayride. And we do this on an annual basis, and this is going to be the 7th year for that. And we sell out every year. It's not one of these Halloween type hayrides. What we have are reenactors, people in period costumes, and they represent people and events that have happened in the area. Now this is in DeKalb County, but a lot of the stuff goes over to for their work counties even. And this year being the 150th celebration, that's hardly a celebration, but commemoration of the Civil War, we're going to be having a lot of that as a part of the theme representing both the Union and the Confederate sides, because the war between the states was a very divided affair. We had people in the area who were definitely on both sides of that conflict. This is all going to take place on October 13th. We load up hay wagons and they go around the park, and they'll stop at the different stations where people will be reenacting a particular person of interest or an event that happened there. The cost for this is $10 per seat, and like I say, we sell out. We could have more wagons, but it just gets too big to manage if we do. So we try to have like 10 loads, and when we sell those out, then those are gone. We also have a color cruise where we take pontoon boats up and down the lake. This is on November 3rd, and with all the hardwoods and everything along the lake over there, of course, catching it just right sometimes is a problem, but most of the time we have a lot of good color at that time, and it's a lot of fun. We put on a seniors luncheon for the people of the senior center there in DeKalb County and in Smithville, and this will be on December 6th. We bring them out and feed them a good meal and entertain them. We generally have a band and one thing and another, and we have a good time with them.
Okay, stop right there,
All
Frank.
right.
We're feeling cheated. Now you said this was just for me.
Well, you know, Carolyn, that's our facilities there are somewhat limited.
I know.
But, you know, it's something to think about. If there would be an interest here in Cannon County, we certainly would consider it.
Well, that's fine.
Good, sounds good to me.
That's a good answer.
Okay, just a couple more things, and then I'll open it for questions and comments. But on March 16th next year, we will have our annual waterfall tour. This will be our 10th year for that.
Ooh, that does sound fun.
And it is a lot of fun, and you would be surprised at the number of waterfalls in Middle Tennessee here that nobody even heard of. And we're trying to scout them all out, and we try not to go to the same ones every year. And so far, we've only been back to the same waterfalls on 2 occasions. There's that many waterfalls that, and we try to hit about 3 of them on that day. And this is one of our more popular things. And again, we're limited on how many we can do. Generally, we try to hold it to about 65 or 70 people, and those are $10 a seat. But we put you in vans and take you around. And one of the things is there's a lot of waterfalls that a lot of people can't get to. So we don't do those. We try to find the ones where it's not difficult for people to walk into them to work. And there are some beautiful waterfalls here in the area. Then on April 13th of 2013, we'll have our annual celebration of spring, which is where we bring spring in great fashion. We have entertainment. The Cannon County Dance Studio here, they do the maypole dance the little girls do, and
They do a great job.
That's so fun.
and it's just really fun. It's particularly for the kids. They have
And families.
well, yeah, and families, and we try to have activities for everybody, but our emphasis is generally on the kids.
And that's a free event.
Yes, there's no charge for any of that, and we furnish everything. We have kite flying, and we have crafts, and we have sack races, and we have 3-legged races, and all that kind of stuff. And you know, one of the interesting things is a lot of these kids, when we started doing it, what's a 3-legged race? You know, what's a sack race? How do I do this? You
They
know?
have playing too many computer
That-
They've been playing too many computer games, exactly.
That's what we are trying to do, to show these kids that they can have fun out there doing things rather than sitting in front of a computer with a computer game. And they have responded beautifully to it. Their attendance has been good, and those kids, well, they run the races and then they come back and, can we do this again? And of course
They
you
won't
can.
pick another partner.
And the parents get involved
Yes,
and
we-
they want to play.
Well, you know, that's the thing, we even have the parents doing the 3-legged races and the sack races and all that kind of stuff. Well, something new that we have is we've put in a pseudo aquarium in the visitor center there at Edgar Evans. We're trying to represent the major species of fish in the Caney Fork River and in Center Hill Lake. And it's a beautiful display. One of the rangers over there built the display case, and a company out of Cookeville, American Fish Taxidermists, have done the fish, and it is really a beautiful display. And if you haven't seen it, you need to get by and look at that.
I was just going to ask you, Fawn, if they had a snail darter in there, but when you mentioned taxidermy, I thought, well, I hope not. Those are an
No,
endangered
but
species.
you see, Carolyn, these are not real fish. These are made out of special resin, and they decorate them and paint them, and you look at them and you go, wow, you know, I mean, how close they get. And no, we don't have a snail darter yet, but we have got some shiners, and we got some other things, and we will be adding, now these are fairly expensive. And we have to kind of pace ourselves as we go along there. But we're going to be putting more fish in the pseudo aquarium as we go along. So that's a reason to go back to the visitor center. We also have a display for our Friends group that was made by somebody here locally, Greg Christensen. Is quite accomplished woodworker. And the thing that makes this really unique is the basic part of this display is made out of American chestnut.
Well, that's a hard one.
We had a chestnut tree that was discovered in the park some years ago, and we pampered that thing and pampered it and pampered it, and finally the blight got it. Well, we cut it down and we put it into lumber and kiln dried it and the whole bit. And we're using that for very special things, and this is one of the very special things we're using it for, is this display. And in our annual conference at the Friends of Tennessee State Parks Coalition last year, we won first place, which was not surprising because it is a beautiful piece of work, and that's something that will be on display over there too. We try to keep things fresh, and we try to keep things interesting with the activities we have. But one of the things that we are constantly looking for are good people to come join us. The more people we have to participate in these type of things, the better we can make them. Now, for our hayride, we're going to need actors, we're going to need costumers, we're going to need set builders, we're going to need people to direct traffic. We've got a job for anybody who wants to come and help us out, and I guarantee you, it is worthwhile, and you'll enjoy yourself doing it.
And how many wagons were you, 10?
10.
Well, I could probably direct those. I could go down that trail right there.
Well, what we need is people coming for the ride. The parking over there can get dicey sometimes, and so we need that. And we try to park cars in places and then have shuttles that bring them to our point where we.
Well, you make it very convenient.
We try to, yes. And that hayride, if any of you have not been on that, that's one thing that should be right up there near the top on your bucket list. It's,
well, all right.
It is really worthwhile. But we've expanded, again, we have friends groups in 38 of our 54 state parks now. Because we just got a brand new state park over Cummins Falls. That's this last year was just dedicated about 2 months ago. But we have this annual meeting every year, and we have formed a coalition of all the friends groups throughout the state. And our meeting this year will be at Fall Creek Falls, and it's November 9th, 10th, and 11th. I'm the president of the coalition, and we are planning a really good big meeting this time. Governor Martineau will be there. We're hoping the governor is going to stop by. He's told me that he will make every effort to be there, but he can't tell me quite yet. So, but we're hoping he will be there. And we have friends from all over the state, from all the way up Panther Creek, up in the very northeast corner, down to Teal Fuller, down in the Memphis area, and everything in between. And it's really a wonderful time of being able to share with each other, and we have quite a voice when it comes to things that advocate our conservation in state parks, because we've got thousands of members throughout the state. And we have a Day on the Hill every year where we go to Nashville and we make a presentation to the House of Representatives and to the Senate, and we tell them how important we are. If they don't know, we'll make sure they do. And this is something that they welcome. They want us there on an annual basis. So it's one of the things that I have quite a passion about, and I put a lot of time and effort into it.
I wouldn't have been able to tell that.
No. Not a bit. I think he talks as much as I do.
Couldn't swear with me.
But anyway, our mission today is to let everybody know what's going on, and this should not be just a DeKalb County thing,
No,
because,
it really
well, at our celebration, Carolyn's going to be there. Mike Gannon, our county executive, is going to be there. And Kevin Halpern from the Courier is going to be there. We're going to have some Cannon County people represented there.
Connie, if you could break
I definitely
loose.
would love to join in.
But what we're trying to do is get some enthusiasm out of the county. Anna and I are from Cannon County and we've been here for 35 years. And we've got somebody else, Anita Miller, is a recording secretary. She's from Cannon County, but we need a lot more Cannon Countyans. That's one of the things that that's our goal. Is get
You've heard about our workforce, haven't you?
Our volunteer status. But no, well, it sounds like a lot of things going on, and so they can get a hold of you.
Hannah, he hadn't let you
He
say
hasn't. You might be able to tell us how to get in touch with you on how to find out all of the information.
Well, he's pretty much covered everything, but I do want to emphasize that for the hayride, be sure to make your reservation in early September for the October
13th.
13th hayride, because they'll open those books on October 1st to take
September
reservations,
1st.
or September 1st. And they fill pretty quickly, and once they're filled, they're filled. We only have it for the one day, which will start in the afternoon and continue until about 9 o'clock that evening. The last wagon leaving usually around 7:45. So be sure to make those reservations or you will have disappointed people. And you asked how to become a member. Just let us know you're interested. That's pretty much it. If you wish to earn your place as a member, you can do that with service hours very easily. If you wish to pay money, which some people prefer to give that and consider it as a donation, it's very reasonable, $24 for an individual, $36 family, $12 senior, or $12 for a student. And this is annually. It runs from January 1st to January 1st. And we also have some small businesses and some annual corporate fee structures for people that would be interested in that as well. So the main thing is contact us. The easiest way to do it is to contact me or to contact Fount. His address is F.W. Bertram, B-E-R-T-R-A-M @dtccom.net, and mine would be A. Bertram, A-B-E-R-T-R-A-M @dtccom.net. And you may also call the park office if you're located close to the park and would prefer to do that. Fount, you have the number handy?
Probably not.
I probably don't have it either.
Look what we have. We might have
Here,
some.
I think I do.
We're all
Right there.
Contact, the phone is 888-867-2757.
I have mine on speed dial, both on the cell phone and on the regular phone.
Well, now, wait a minute, I gave you the
No, that's-
Tennessee
that's-
State
That's a
card.
state one.
Yeah.
Right, we're gonna give you the one in, we're gonna give you the one that's Edgar Evans, and that's 931-858-2114.
And we have some brochures that Carolyn's going to put down at the Chamber of Commerce. If you can't remember any of those numbers, call her and she'll give you the number.
I will.
Be perfect.
Well, we thank both of you for being guests. It's always interesting. I think these sound like great events. I wish I could attend more of those. The hayride and the pontoon boat. Now that sounds really good.
Yes, it is.
We have a lot of
Both
fun.
of those sound really good.
There are people who come back every year for
I'm sure
these.
they are. This is different and unique, and people look for that, and good heavens, you can't do anything anymore for $10. I mean, really, you can't. That's really a reasonable amount. And, you know, our state parks, like I say, are one of the gems of Tennessee, and it takes people like these that are interested and give their time to keep these #1 parks in order. So we thank both of you.
Thank
for
you.
being here.
Carolyn.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So lots of things to go on, whether
Oh, and great things here.
we are excited to have those, and we, you know, that's one of the things as the chamber that I know that you work on quite a bit, is just making sure that when families call, you've got things that you can tell them about, whether it's
I
right
do.
here local or surrounding counties that would be able to help. And so we definitely would like for them to go ahead and give you a call.
Give the park a call, or if you'd like to be a volunteer, I think they have a lot of student volunteers that are quite helpful, so don't let your age be a factor. Go ahead and get involved and enjoy the state parks. It's great, reasonable, and not overtaxing. They're making it very convenient for you to be a part of that.
Well, I tell you, one of the things, there's a couple of events coming up pretty quickly, and we've got some other guests coming in. Come on in and have a seat with us. Some other guests, of course, Wayne Prater is here, and we're glad to have him. And Amanda Oliver is with us, so glad to have both of you.
Oliver, Amanda is a new member of the chamber.
Yay.
And of course, we're going to talk a little bull with Wayne. because,
Some real bull, right?
Yeah.
Some real bull.
because he is responsible for the rodeo coming to Woodbury. And that event, and I know you have to get back to work because Wayne wears 2 hats. Well, he probably wears more than that, but he's our Cannon County trustee also. But you were the founder of the rodeo, which is at Pemberton, Justin Pemberton Arena, and you have a reason for that, don't you?
Yes, we do. Let me say thank you for inviting me to come and speak. And what y'all were saying earlier, there's a lot of good people in Cannon County.
There are.
There's so many good things that you don't hear about. The young lady that was going to have the heart transplant, the amount of money they raised for her, and this passing out of the school supplies is just, it's fantastic. A lot of good people.
That was really a good thing.
Yeah.
Served a lot of people.
Yeah. Back in '98, my grandson, we lost him in an automobile accident, and it's not me that brought the rodeo. It was a bunch of people working together, and over the years we have expanded the Justin Pemberton Memorial Arena here on the fairgrounds, and each year we have a rodeo. This will be our 14th year, I think it is, and all of the money that we make from that, it either goes back into the fairgrounds or it goes into a scholarship fund. And since '98, we have helped, I think it's 8 college students. Some of them were in nursing school, but they were college age. We have helped them graduate completely with degrees. And we don't just give a scholarship for 1 semester. As long as the students make the grades, we try to help them each semester until they finish. We put no restrictions on our scholarships. We figure they're adults and they can handle the money. If they need a set of tires to buy for their automobile, that's fine, as long as they're in
You gotta
school.
get there, don't
You
you?
gotta get there.
Get there.
That's
And,
been part of
you
it.
know, $500 doesn't seem like a whole lot, but if you need some tires or something like that, it can
Well,
help a
even
great
if
deal.
you're buying
you know.
books and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah, it can.
it's a dent in it anyway.
And it's been a blessing in disguise, I guess you could say. We have right now a young lady, I believe she'll be a sophomore this year in college at Cookeville. We have one that is in nursing school, and I think this is her last year. And we have another one in nursing school we're planning on picking up this fall. So that will bring our total up to about 11 that we've helped through school. We helped one young man get his master's degree. We've helped some in vocational schools, some young men in that area, and it's been good. And all of the money that we make comes, the Pemberton Association, when I say we, it comes from the concession stand and from donations that people give to us. Mr. Mike Moore with the H-Bar-M Rodeo Company, he comes and puts on the rodeo, and the admission that he charges is the money that he gets to pay for the judges and
Bull
the
riders.
pickup men. No, he don't have to pay the bull riders. They do that for points. But it is, that's talking the bull now. It is it's an excellent rodeo. They have the bull riders and plenty of them. And they have calf roping, they have bronc busting, just the ladies barrel racing. It's just a full.
That's
it's a
not
full
my
rodeo.
favorite.
What?
My favorite is the interactive one where you have the mutton busting.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's the cutest
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. We usually start about 7 o'clock with mutton busting, and what that is, the little ones ride a sheep. Of course, they have a helmet, and we have enough people to watch them and stop.
The sheep or the
because-
kids?
The sheep rides the kids, and the kids ride the sheep. Now,
The kids have a helmet.
There's a little
Sometimes
question there.
sometimes maybe the sheep needs a helmet. If they weigh 50 pounds or less, they can ride the sheep. And you need to get there to sign them up, because usually that field's pretty quick. And you know, they just bring so many sheep, and you know how hot it can get in
Yes.
August, and they only allow so many to ride, you know, for the protection of the sheep and so forth.
Some of these sheep are union sheep too, because at a given point in time, if it's hot and they've had too much, they're just
They're gonna lay down. They're gonna give up.
Yeah, you can't.
They see them county kids coming, they go, done with this.
And it is a family entertainment. We do a lot of stuff for the little kids. They were talking about the sack race earlier, and we do that sometimes. We have a gold rush where they just, you know, put some prizes or even quarters sometimes on a blanket and cover it with straw and let them get in there and get
Hey,
that.
those kids will dig for hours.
We try to cater it to the children quite a bit, and
They
it's
gave
worked
away
well.
a pony one time, my
Yeah.
grandson won it, but he wasn't there to collect it, thank goodness. The other thing was, that was the same little pony that decided it was gonna take a bite out of me the night before, so I thought, I don't think I want to take this home.
But this is a full-fledged rodeo. I mean,
Yes.
we're talking, you know, from
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
the barrel races,
Yeah,
roping, you name it.
Roping,
Clowns.
barreling,
Clowns.
Oh, the clowns are fantastic. They're what makes a rodeo, really, those clowns. They can keep you entertained. We've had some outstanding, we've had some of the best in the nation really here. They're really good. And the bull riding is good. A lot of times people will leave, you know, when it's over with, but they'll have so many cowboys sometimes sign up. And if they're signed up, they have to give them an opportunity because they come from all over the Southeast. They have to give them an opportunity to ride, and they call it slack. And sometimes there'll be more ropers than they can get in the allotted time of the rodeo, and they'll work afterwards. Sometimes there's some bull riders. A lot of people leave, you know, when it's over with, but there's still sometimes a lot goes on, you know, because of how many people they have come to participate, you know.
Well, you have big crowds. People, it's entertainment. People like to
yeah,
watch
yeah.
that. It's kind of like
Yeah.
the Romans. You know, you put the gladiators out there with the lions, you put these guys out there with the
Yeah.
bulls, you know.
And the last thing they usually do, they call it Mexican pinball. And I'll sign you up for that. if you'd
No,
like to
don't
do
sign
that.
me up
No?
for anything with pinball. I never was good at that.
But,
What's that?
Now she's interested. Now she wants to know what you
Yeah,
think.
it
Maybe I
depends
may
on how many
do that.
people you have that sign up for it, but they'll get you a circle out there in the rodeo ring.
Okay.
And it's well protected too. The animals cannot get to the people in the crowds. But they'll give you a circle, and at the right time, at the end of the rodeo, they'll ask you to come out and stand in that circle, and the last one standing in the circle wins the prize money. I don't know what it will be this
Now,
year.
what else is in that circle?
There has to be
You can't
something.
do
There
that.
has to be something that's going to chase you out of your circle.
Do what, Lee?
There has to be something that's going to chase you out of your
All you
circle.
have to do is stand in the circle to win. And they'll turn one of the meanest bulls. And those clowns will do everything in the world to get that bull to run over you. Do what now?
That's the one with the donkeys, isn't it, where they turned those donkeys loose and you had to catch a donkey and hang on to it?
That's worse than the donkeys. Yeah, we had some girls. Joe's Cafe, when Mr. Parker was still living, his daughters worked there. And one year I talked them into coming out and chasing these small donkeys. And these donkeys weren't small.
I think I remember that. I think I do
And,
remember that.
one group from the bank, I had some girls from Joe's and some girls from the bank, First Bank, and they recruited my granddaughter, and they threw her up on one of the donkeys and drug her down, and they won, and she didn't even work at the bank.
Hey, but you recruit anybody to win a prize. Let me just
Well, I can't believe the bull riders ride for points and no money.
Oh,
I just can't believe that.
at the end.
At
of
the
year.
end, the points get you the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Points
As
get you
they
the
have their finals each year up in Cleveland, Tennessee, and my wife and I went up there one year to the finals, and it's pretty stiff competition now. It gets pretty close right on down to the end, and like I say, the cowboys and cowgirls that are here on Friday night, they'll be somewhere else in the Southeast probably Saturday, and there'll be another group in here. You know, it's followed real well, and it's sanctioned with the Southern Roughshod Association. And, Mr. Moore will be here in a few days. He'll have signs and stuff up.
Good. This is a good event, and you know, one other good thing about this is you don't have to live in Cannon County to attend this. You can come from anywhere.
And it's
the
August the
tickets are
24th and
reasonable.
25th, right? August 24th and 25th, so we got a few weeks.
And the gates will open about 6 o'clock. The mutton busting will start at 7 right on
So
Monday,
get
and the
your
rodeo will
kids.
start at 8 o'clock, not 8:01, it'll start at 8 o'clock, and everything is just boom, 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 boom. And we'll give you a chance about the middle for a concession stand break, and that's where we make our money. We feed you, try to keep it as reasonable as we can, you know, but we have some of the best hamburgers in Cannon County. And the Lions Club that had the big horse show just a few weeks ago, the 1st of July, and they have some good hamburgers, but we can beat that.
They're known for their ham sandwich, their
Yeah,
country
that's
ham
what they're
sandwich.
known for.
That's
But,
known for their country ham sandwich
yeah.
on that. Well, Wayne, we
Thank you.
appreciate it.
I
How
appreciate
much
that.
is the admission to this event?
Yes.
Last year, it was $12, but he'll run a ad in our local paper here, the Cannon County Courier, and you can clip his coupon and it'll take $2 off. So you can buy a 50-cent Courier and save $1.50 on admission. And that's for adults, and I think that runs down to age 12, and from 6 to 12. Don't hold me exactly to this, but I think it was $6 last year, but I'm not sure. And I meant to call and check that, but I got tied up in Murfreesboro, and I didn't get a chance to talk to him about that. Then under 6, if they can sit in your lap, they're pretty well let you in free, you know. And
I can sit in your lap, Carol.
As long as you don't come in like a possum and never.
There'll be plenty of bleachers there too, you know. And, both nights, Friday and Saturday, are exciting. There's really no difference in them, you know. It'll be exciting.
Well, Wayne, it's always a good event, and we thank you for getting this started, even though I'm sure you did have help. But your name's the one I always hear, so you're the go-to man.
Okay.
But anyway, this has been a good event for Cannon County. Everybody loves rodeo. They do.
Yeah,
Everybody likes to go to rodeo.
years and years ago, they used to have rodeo here. And of course, I can remember when they had square dancing on the square up there in front of Jennings Motors, you know, years ago. I can remember that.
And then all the squares moved out, and so we don't have nothing.
Hey, we just need to,
We may bring that
we
back.
need to get
She's
some
right,
young
we
people
do.
interested in those things. It's like
Yes, we do.
the good old days that Connie has, you know. It was a thing that was started years ago by Mr. Bill Smith, and they came along and
Picked it up and went right on with it.
It's a wonderful thing.
It is.
And we have some good crowds at that too. And,
Yes, we do.
It's something Cannon County can be proud of. It's a wonderful
It
thing.
is.
Yeah, it is.
Well, good job. Well, glad to see you and glad to have it, and we'll be there rooting everybody on. I don't know about mutton busting, but
Connie's gonna be sitting
I don't know
in my
about that
lap with her
Mexican
little cowgirl.
circles. I will get my cowgirl outfit out. That's what I
50 pounds on the mother bus.
don't. I'm gonna miss that.
Hey, thank you. I
Maybe
appreciate
the
it.
limit of sitting on my lap. Thank you, Wayne,
Thank you.
very much. Well, Amanda, we didn't want you to feel like you're the least of everyone we've had here. We just had a lot of talkers today.
It's been awfully interesting listening.
You've learned a lot, haven't you?
It's been wonderful.
New to the chamber, and then you've learned all of the new things that we've got kind of going on.
Absolutely. Couldn't be better.
That's
So-
exciting.
So they say that, you do save the best to last.
That's exactly
exactly
right. That's exactly
That's
right.
just what I was thinking of here.
So Amanda, to kind of tell us a little bit about what you do, and I know you've just become a new member, so that's always exciting for us to hear. So.
Well, it's exciting for us also, and I'm with a nonprofit in Murfreesboro, Tennessee called the Jesse C. Beasley Animal Humane Foundation. And what we do is we promote responsible pet care and kindness to animals, not just in Rutherford County or Cannon County, but wherever we go and however far we can reach. Mr. Beasley was the gentleman who started the first shelter in Rutherford County. He had grown up in Rutherford County, moved to New York for the publishing business, came back to Rutherford County, and started the shelter after seeing all these animals homeless wandering the streets, and realizing that sheltering was really not the way to go. His vision was to see a spay-neuter clinic started in Rutherford County. And it's just not for residents of Rutherford County, it is for everyone. Unfortunately, Mr. Beasley did not live to see his vision come into fruition. All the volunteers who had worked to set this organization up did get his vision going. And we've had the clinic running since, as it is now, since 1992. It's a specialty clinic. Spaying and neutering cats and dogs. There's some products that we do sell, and once again, anyone can come to our clinic, but we always say, do have a full service vet, because there are other things that your animals need besides just what we supply.
So actually, you're not a shelter. Yours
No,
is
we're not.
more for information and education on how to take care of your pets responsibly.
And if we go into spaying and neutering, then our sheltering will be decreased.
Right.
So we look at the prevention side of this. The organization, the foundation, I think I mentioned is a 501c3 since 1980. But we have three major programs: the clinic, and then education into the community for responsible pet care and kindness to animals. Our organization has put into the fourth grades in Rutherford and Cannon counties a Kind News newspaper, which is the youth newspaper that the Humane Society of the United States puts out. And then we are fortunate enough to be able to go into the classrooms and do a presentation on the kindness for animals and talk to the children about their pets. And it's amazing how much they already know and how compassionate they are. And it's, you know, it's just been an absolute thrill. I personally work the fourth grades in Cannon County, and a colleague of mine comes in who's written a book called Living with Rescues, and she comes in and talks about her experiences with what these animals have taught her, the life lessons that they have taught her. So to me, the education side of it is massively important. The third program that we have is financial aid for people who are struggling in their finances right now, and with their different programs, with the different requirements. And, you know, if you have, you know, $50 and is it putting food on my table or spaying and neutering my cat or dog, well, we know that's going to be. It has to go for the food. But the children and the family should be able to still have their pets and keep them healthy. And so if you need help spaying or neutering your animal, your cat or your dog, call the clinic, which is 615-890-6878. And we also have a website, which is BeasleyFoundation.com, which gives tremendous information about all of our services. And that, those are our main programs in sponsoring really kindness to animals.
Well, I have to say, I work with seniors on a regular basis, and I have had a case of senior that had many animals, many cats, and we have used your services with helping her to take care of that issue and make sure that she's handling her animals safely and educating her on what she needs to do and helping her to get some of those spayed and neutered. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you know, now that you know that we have some assistance if need be, I don't know whether you were aware.
Well, we didn't have to use the assistance.
Okay.
She just needed some management.
Some assistance in getting it all done.
Yes,
Okay.
having a place that would handle multiples and everything. So that was really a good service that we were able to hook her up with. So,
Well,
yay.
I think there's a sign on my road. I haven't seen it, but I know it's there, that says drop your unwanted pets here because they end up at my house. They do. I get a barn full of cats. My original cats moved off, I guess, because all the rest of these moved in. The same way with dogs. The dog that I had, I guess, for so many years was a pup that my daughter's dog had. So, but we've had various pups after that, dogs after that. We have one now that was abandoned. It's a blue heeler, great dog, but somebody just dropped it, and I thought, there's got to be some help, and I know various people have tried to start a shelter in Cannon County, and because of the cost for something like that, but I think the education to children is great because all little kids, or most of them, like animals, but they don't realize the responsibility that comes with owning an animal.
Absolutely, and I don't think a lot of adults don't realize
they
that.
don't.
It's a lifetime commitment, and this is not a disposable commodity. And you'll get this cute little kitten or this cute little puppy, but then they grow up to be big cats and big dogs, and some of the cuteness goes away, and people kind of lose interest sometimes.
Yeah.
And until I started working with this organization, and I will have been with them 9 years now in October, I didn't realize all the statistics out around the United States. I mean, this is a problem of unwanted pet population. Like Bob Barker says, spay and neuter your cat or dog. But the stats from, I'll have to pull, it's from the Humane Society of the United States that says that every time a person is born in America, there are 15 dogs and 45 cats born. And there's just no way that we have enough homes to take care of these animals. And there's a, Spay USA puts out they did a multiplication factor of cats and dogs reproduction, and taking a pair of cats and all of their offspring reproducing. They can have hundreds over a lifetime. Dogs don't reproduce as rapidly, but the same dynamics, a pair and then all of their offspring. Within 5 years, 12,000 dogs can be produced, which is, to me, absolutely staggering.
It is.
So spay and neuter.
And that, you always see that sign, and I always tell my kids, where it says free cat or free dog, well, they're never free because there's some management, feed them and bathe them and keep them healthy with shots and things. That does cost, so there's never a free animal.
I've spent more on this dog that I got for nothing. She had to be spayed. She had worms. We had to get that fixed. Let's see, she had something else that came up, and I thought, I've spent more on this dog than I had most of my horses.
Well, I've read someplace that the lifespan of a dog, just for the average upkeep, so to speak, cost about $17,000.
I haven't spent that
To do it right.
To do it right.
To do it right.
And if, I have a dog now who is, she's just wonderful, but I met her when she was 3 weeks old, and she's over 15 now. And she's managing her own illnesses, but I just figured I wasn't keeping track of anything because, you do this out of love. She's part of the family.
Yeah.
She is my commitment. And a cat showed up June 1st a year ago. And at the time there were 2 dogs, and the dogs invited the cat off the rock wall into the yard. This cat has moved in, unpacked,
It stayed.
and stayed, and he's very welcome. But I figured that if he was going to stay, the next day he went to Beasley. And he was neutered with all of his shots, and he's just marvelous. I'm so glad. A friend of mine named him Gulliver for,
Gulliver travels. He's been traveling around, and now he's found his home. That's
right.
good.
That's right.
Well, good. Well, we encourage folks to have their pets spayed and neutered. this is a good resource. We're glad to have you as a part of the chamber.
Oh, it's
and,
exciting
getting that information to all of us. And so if we needed to get a hold of you, we would call the 890-6878.
That would be the clinic, and the foundation's number is 615-217-1030. And these numbers are on the website. And if you have any questions, call us. We do have a fundraiser coming up in August 18th.
Okay.
It's a fashion show luncheon at Maple Street Grill.
Are you dressing up your animals, or is it just a fashion show for the adults?
We're dressing up people.
Okay. I've seen both before.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've discussed having a pet fashion show, but that just hasn't come to fruition yet. And our stores, of course, the Maple Street Grill, the Zelnicks just do a wonderful menu for us. And let's see, Belks will be there, Trendy Pieces, Bella's, Penny's Closet. Bell Jewelers has an input this time. And so last year the restaurant was packed, and it was just great fun. And Larry Pinkerton of the Eclectics will be supplying our music for us, and he's just delightful.
What date was that?
August the 18th, and it's from 11:30 to 1:30 at the Maple Street Grill. And reservation donations are $25, and you can just call the foundation number, the 217-1030, and we'll give you information and where to send your check, and come join us. It's
Have
great
fun.
fun.
Does sound like.
That does sound like fun.
Well, I think that's a great, I think that's a good organization because, and the fact that you do help people that are financially have problems, and because you're right, when it comes to food or clothing your kids or whatever, probably neutering your pet or spading your pet is not in the equation.
It really isn't, and it's not that the people don't want to, it's just that it's an impossibility. And one of the things that, when I was doing my research on the history of humane care of animals, etc., I ran across a statement by Thomas Aquinas in the 13th century, and many other philosophers, Immanuel Kant and etc., coming on up to this day and age with Albert Schweitzer. And the whole thread of their talking about the responsible animal care, etc., was that the statement was that they believe that the moral fiber of a nation can be seen in the way the animals are treated. And that has gone on for generations and eons.
I think there's something to that. I do.
Well, they certainly did.
Put me right up there with it.
Put you right there.
Write your name on that list.
The philosopher of Cannon County.
That's Carolyn Motley.
That's right. Well, Amanda, we do welcome you to the chamber, and it's been great for you to be able to come on, and I'm sure there may be a lot of people that's already aware of what you do, but I think that's, I'm sure there's a lot of volunteer time that goes into this,
Absolutely.
and a whole new aspect of you take care of the kids and take care of the animals too. If you're gonna have them, you gotta take care of them.
You have to take care of them, and like with your elderly, maybe sometimes that's the only friends the
That is.
elderly
You're right.
see. And with the children, that could be the one friend this child has to talk to. And so it's not just about the animals, it's about the humans.
And I've always said with my horses, they may outlive me. And so then I'm going to have to leave them to someone in the family, along with my Christmas village.
Take care of both.
So we thank you for being with us
Thank you so
today.
very much for having us.
And anything the chamber can do to help or put the word out there. And of course, anybody out there that didn't get the website or the numbers, I do have them at the chamber. You can call that at 563-2222. And they are on the Cannon County website, and that's cannontn.com. So if you're looking for these organizations, you can certainly find them on there under the chamber listings.
the good connections there. They can find
Yes,
out a
we
lot
do.
of information, so.
Thank you.
Good,
Thank
good.
you so much.
Well, I know that doesn't end up our whole month. I know there's still a lot of things out there that we've got going on, and we want to make sure people know so that we can wrap up our session today. But I know we have the White Oaks Crafts Fair that's coming up is that next month?
Yeah,
September?
in September. Yes.
We want to make sure people are aware of that. Of course,
We
there's
have
gonna
some
be-
things still in October,
August.
in August, I'm sorry, we have some things in October too.
Yeah,
But
what we
we
got?
have some in August 10th through the 25th is
Xanadu.
Xanadu. At the Art Center, an 80s musical, jukebox musical, including roller skates and a mirror ball. And they are going to feature the music of Olivia Newton-John.
That was all about Xanadu. Do you not remember that one? You remember Xanadu? Come
I
on,
remember
Carolyn.
Olivia Newton-John.
Okay, well, I'll give you that. This will be a show that you want to go see, so yes.
Yes, it
Check them
is.
out at the
You
Art
like
Center. I
that
think you'll
music.
enjoy that one. It'll be a musical, so.
And then also there is another fundraiser, the Junior Diabetes Foundation is having an event at Dillon Park on August 25th, beginning at 5 p.m. The admission is $10, children under 12 free. They're going to have 3 bands. There'll be food and other events.
No feuds going on at this event.
I hope not. And they're going to have 3 bands. One of them is Sleep Nation, What We Were, and Hey Chuck. Now, I have no idea if we've got soul or country western, I'm not what these are, but they're worth going to see. And of course, that money goes to the Junior Diabetes Foundation. So
Miss Corey
Research
Adcox,
Foundation.
I know she just recently won the Miss, I won't say Miss, but Career Woman of the Year.
She
And
did.
she's organizing and helping organize this event. And so
she is.
definitely want you to go out and support those. We have a lot of folks, not just here, but all over that have juvenile diabetes. And we definitely are interested in supporting their cause, so.
And also September 8th and 9th, the White Oaks Craft Fair at the Art Center. People come from out of state to go to that event, so I think everybody's familiar with what that is. And then we have August 18th, Cruising on the Square from 4 to 8. All cars, trucks, and motorcycles are welcome. They have a 50-50 drawing, door prizes, and the Color of Fall Car Show is coming up in September on the 22nd, and that's the big one.
And that's a big event for the Chamber of Commerce, and it's
It
our
is.
major event, so we definitely want you to go ahead and mark that down on your calendar, that you want to be involved with that, whether you come and look at the cars, or you actually put a car into the event, or sponsor one of the
We want
categories.
all
We
that.
would
We
love to
certainly
have
need
everybody for
sponsors.
that, so. It's definitely one of the things that help the Chamber to continue to do what it does here in the community, so. Definitely
Well,
glad to
Ms.
have it.
Connie, I think we've run out of time.
I think we have. I think we've hit all of our.
I see Dick over there going.
We have about filled our time limit, but we want to thank you for listening in, and we invite you to join us back next month.
That's right.
And thank you to DTC for putting us on and giving us a little bit of time.
And all of our guests, and we
Yes,
hope to
great
see
guests
you
today.
in Cannon County.